I got a new camera! Yeah! I'm really psyched about this new camera I just got. I got it at Big Camera, and let me see if I can show you guys my little Big Camera bag. And let me see if I can show you guys the price tag on this thing. Let's see, can you see that there? There you go. That's 49,800 yen. Put that in American dollars, what do you got? I don't know, maybe 530 bucks US. This is a camera that's valued at like 1,200 or something. Came out last August. It's a Canon IVIS. IVIS is the Japanese brand. It's Legria other places. HFS11. HFS11, as you can see. Got it up here on my monitor behind me. And I am totally digging this camera. Let me go over some of the points that I'm really happy about this camera that I just didn't have in other cameras. In my other camera. So I'm going to be comparing it to, this is, let me take off the wide angle lens here so you can see what I got. This is the Sanyo Xacti hd1000. This is what I've been using for the last year and about a year or so. I've made all my videos pretty much on this and with this little eyesight guy in there. But this camera had to go. No, I love this camera. This is a really good camera. Don't get me wrong. The Sanyo Xacti hd1000 is good. There's a couple of problems with it. Let's go over some of the problems. One is, you know, like, there's a cold shoe on top where you can put a mic, and I got this mic for it. The audio is generally bad on it, and it always has like a buzz or a hiss sound to it, and I really don't like that. And so I got this mic for it, but this mic also ended up having a buzz for it, and it's got all these cables and stuff. And you have to use an adapter because the actual mic plug doesn't fit into it, which is like, yeah, whatever, that's not a big deal, but these cables get really annoying when you're shooting, and it is a big deal. So, that's one thing. Another thing is that it doesn't have a light, a video light, so there is a flash for taking pictures. There's not an actual video light, so if you're in a dark situation, and this camera sucks so bad for dark light, for low light situations. It's just black. It's just pitch black. Sanyo Xacti is not the kind of camera that you want to take into dark lighting situations. I did a collaboration for Christmas with some people at Disney World, and we went, or Disneyland, and we went out there and we were like dancing in front of the camera. Everything I came up with, it was just black. It was absolutely worthless because it was a nighttime shot and there was nothing that this thing could see. So just the sensor in it is not good for low light. Some other problems, so the audio is a problem, the low light. These were two of my really big major problems that I was not happy about. Another thing is, this camera seems like really easy to hold and really good and stuff, but it is great if you want to be really casual about the quality of the shooting that you're doing. Not you know, like bad quality, because it takes beautiful images. Don't get me wrong, it does take a beautiful image. But, for example, if you put it on a tripod, it never really sits right, because first of all, there's only one threaded hole. There's not another hole for the, you know, I don't know if you guys use tripods or not, but usually there's two little buttons, and the other one holds it solid. I think that's one reason why, but I use my Gorilla Pod. Let's see if I've got my Gorilla Pod so I can show you. I use this Gorilla Pod with it, which seems like such an ingenious little device, right? But it's such a pain in the butt to carry around, actually. So I think at this point I would prefer to get a more solid tripod that you could more easily carry around in a bag. This just gets clunky. It seems like, oh, you can squinch it in anywhere, but no, it just gets kind of clunky, actually. And when I put it on this, oddly enough, the camera actually shakes while it's on the tripod. And so I've never been able to get a worthwhile shot out of this camera on the Gorilla tripod. And I've been really disappointed with that. I've always had like the background shaking behind me and stuff. It's just not that good. So these are some problems I had with this. That camera that you're in right now is just doing it for me. So I these are the ways that that camera has fixed it. So I've been talking about the problems, but let's go into the good stuff. So that camera has a good mic on it. The mic is on both sides of the lens. It's got, you know, like the stereo sound coming in from a wide range. It does sound good. Let me show you a little bit of example. I shot a little bit of a street singer today, and so let me show you a little bit of that shot that I made. And as you can see, that was a night shot, and it looks really beautiful, right? I was in this tunnel that just had black lights everywhere, so I tried to shoot a little bit in this tunnel, so have a look at that. Well, let's try to shoot with a little bit of really funky light, this blue kind of black light in here. Let's see how it looks. So one thing that I've realized is when I put this camera connected to the computer, log and capture into Final Cut Pro, I'm using Apple ProRes 422 right now. Just kind of, that was how it logged and transferred. I think I had set that setting a while back, and it's working really, really well. I can show you, let me just pop into my Final Cut here, and I'll show you, like, I just pop it right in, and boom, click it, boom, it plays. And you don't have to wait. With this camera, it was MP4 files that it's saving on, which are just drag and drop it in. But once you try to edit it, it just gets really weird, and you always have to wait for rendering times and rendering times and rendering times. And oh my god, I want to kill you for all the rendering times you made me wait for. So forget all that. I'm importing it in to Apple ProRes. I might have been able to do that with this, but it never really worked with log and transfer in Final Cut Pro. It's just not made for somebody who's trying to make pseudo-professionally like videos, you know? It's not for that. It's for people who just want to shoot, oh, haha, I shot something, haha, I shot something, it's shaky, I don't care because it's just going on YouTube. Everybody's happy. It's really great for that. But this Canon HFS11, for the price value, I got it, the reason, let me go into this, the reason I got it so cheap is because I bought it at Big Camera, and it was the display model. It had been on display from maybe August or September last year is when it came out. Now it's February, so I don't know, like 6 months almost. And it hasn't been, it's pretty new model. There's a new one coming out, so they're changing it really quick, but I got the display model for less than 50% discount. It does great in low light, as you've seen. It has good audio. It's really good for the workflow for editing. It takes a little bit of time to log and transfer, but you just set it and wait, you know. This one, copying and pasting, like I would have to, what I did was, I hate like the little setup for the stand and stuff, so I would take the card out and put it in a card reader and then copy and paste it into my hard drive. And then, for example, if I was using iMovie, then I would drag it into iMovie, and then it has to process those MP4 files for iMovie, which takes a long time. Or if I was using it in Final Cut, then I would just, you know, drag and drop it in there. But I have to drag it onto the computer from the SD card. It's just generally time consuming. This way, Final Cut, I'm going to be a lot more of a Final Cut user from now on, because I've got the videos there. They edit really well in Final Cut. They edit really well in Motion. They go really smoothly. And I'm really, really happy with this camera. So, my Canon HFS11, this has been my review. If you're interested in it, please check it out. It's Legria HFS11. Just search HFS11. I'll put a link to, you know, maybe the Canon website or something. So that is my Canon camera. By the way, I want to say a little bit of a thank you to Key Ranger. I had watched his video at some point. He made a video about getting the exact same camera for Christmas, I think it was, and he was really happy about it. And that was, you know, somewhere in the back of my mind when I saw this camera on display for, you know, over 50% off, and I thought, I gotta jump on this. So he was a little bit influential in helping me to choose this camera. So thank you very much, Key Ranger, and thank you to Canon for making a camera that I love. and I'm looking for, there's a hot shoe on top of it, so you don't need all these cables. You can get the Canon mic, a shotgun mic on the top of it, and you don't need all these cables. This you know, being in my bag and stuff, it's always just kind of being squished around because all these cables, and it's gradually gotten worse quality, I think, because the cables are just going bad. But having a hot shoe on that thing for the Canon microphone, it won't have all these cables, so that'll be protected. So the audio will not gradually get worse from damaging the cables. Because I'm not really that good at protecting cables when I just stuff it in my bag, you know? The quality's gotten worse. You can also put a wide-angle lens on this thing. That's one thing that I kind of do want. I'm a little bit disappointed that my Xacti wide-angle lens is not going to work for it, so I'm going to have to buy a new one, but whatever. It's no big deal. Alright. Peace out. Good camera. There you go.
Loco in Tokyo.